to me, propaganda is a method of programming. But I think that there's subliminal programming, there's indirect programming, there's direct programming, there's self-programming, which is what you could choose which books to read. You could choose which philosophy to follow. You could choose what music to listen to. You could choose not to listen to a particular music. You know what I mean? Like, that's self-programming. You know what I mean? But propaganda is direct. It's like, we have this agenda and we're going to push this agenda. We want these people to believe this story. That's how I see propaganda.
So where's the line drawn between self-programming and being programmed by someone external like the government? Where's that line? So, for example, I might choose to listen to this music, but maybe I'm listening to this music because of other programming that's happened in my life that's led me up to this point. So now I'm self-programmed, I'm programmed, and I'm under the impression it's all self-programmed. That makes sense. So my question, what's the difference? How do you know you're self-programming and not being, not the content?
No, you're always the product. I think you're always a product of you've been programmed already through your family, through school, through your community, through where you grew up. You've already been programmed from a young age, right? But it gets to a point where, like, I think the conversation we're having is where you're aware of that programming now. And because you're aware of it, you're now consciously selecting what you now want to, with our computers, right? So the drive gets filled up to begin with ideology. So parents might think a certain way, community might think a certain way. So you got that ideology in your mind, yeah? And then as you're going, you get to a point, some people just carry on with it. They don't bother checking it. They're good with that. You know what I mean? Like, they're in their community, they've grown up that way, grandparents were that way, parents were that way, they're that way, community's that way, they're fine with that. Some people snap out of it. They get that light bulb moment.
Epiphany.
Yeah. And then they start questioning everything, which is what I think we're doing here right now. You start looking at everything. Hold on a minute. Am I being pushed in that direction? Is that conscious, self-made decision? There's a word for it.
Like what's the word? Subconscious.
Yeah. Is that a subconscious thought, or is that a conscious thought I've just made? Why do I think like this? Like you said, am I programming myself, or is this a program I'm enacting? You know what I mean?
I think it's quite a physical thing as well. I think there's biology behind it when it comes to that sort of stuff. If you see, I can imagine somebody seeing an advert for a Big Mac or something like that, seeing the same advert over and over again to the point where they see advert, they salivate.